the next Kinnah Chaf Aleph. Extremely important Kinnah. It's the Kinnah that we say not only on Tisha B'Av, we recite it on Yom Kippur as well. Any of the boys know which Kinnah, which one we're talking about, what it's about? L'asara Haruge Malchus. What happens is, we're known as the Asara Haruge Malchus, the 10 martyrs, 10 tzaddikim that we can't even comprehend their greatness. Rabbi Kiva, Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, and many others. Those are the most famous ones. To keep it brief, I once heard a story when this is about, 6 or 7 years ago, I was by my shver in Minneapolis, and they have a phenomenal Tisha B'Av program. I heard this Maisa on this Kinnah, Arze Halvanen, from Rabbi Engelson, Rabbi in the yeshiva over there, and he shared the following story. The reason why I'm saying it over now is obviously because it stuck with me. It really gave me a feel, a recognition of what Arze Halvanen is. We're on Tisha B'Av. We're talking about these great Talmidei Chachamim, Gedolei Hadar, Tanoim, and we lost them. Why are we talking about it on Tisha B'Av? Why is it so important? So let me tell you the following story. The story goes, Brooklyn, New York. There was a younger man. He's in his late 60s. And his wife, Rachmana Litzlan, became very, very sick with a very aggressive cancer. Who does a younger man in Brooklyn, who does he go to? There was one answer. The Rosh Hashiva, the Mir Rosh Hashiva, Rav Shmuel Birnbaum. Now, Rav Shmuel Birnbaum wasn't the Rebbe. He wasn't anyone who took his head outside of a Gemara. Usually when a person wants a bracha, he wants avtacha, he goes to a Rebbe, he goes to a kever, he goes to a tzaddik. But Rav Shmuel Birnbaum was all about Torah, 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 nothing else. And this younger man comes to Rav Shmuel Birnbaum. And he says, Rebbe, it was his Rebbe, he was learning in the Koil. He's learning in the Mir Koil for 30 years. And he says, Rebbe, Rosh Hashiva, he says, my wife is dying. She has cancer. The doctors are giving her just a few more months to live. And he's crying. And he says, Rebbe, you don't understand. It was all of her Mesiras Nefesh, all of these years that I was able to learn. And if we lose her, our house is going to fall apart. My kids are going to lose their anchor. I don't know how easy it's going to be for me to come back and sit and learn more Torah. Rav Shmuel obviously was taken aback and he wanted to do anything he possibly can. But as we said, he felt even himself, Rav Shmuel Birnbaum, the great Rav Shmuel Birnbaum, he felt he was limited. And he said, Ich bin nicht kein tzaddik, ich bin nicht kein Mekubal. I'm not a big tzaddik, I'm not a big... I sit and I learn. And the Gemara looked back and he said, Rebbe, my wife is dying and I need a bracha right now. I need a havtacha that she's going to live. I can't be blown off. You're not blown me up. I can't be told that you can't help me. I can't accept that now. Rav Shmuel says, I'm very sorry. With tears in his eyes, he felt he was nice about all, but he said, what can I do? The Yigaman was broken. He was shattered. This was his only hope, to go to Rosh Hashiva and get a havtacha. He goes home heavy-hearted, and he's so afraid what the doctors are going to tell the next time they come to the hospital. I'm not making this up. I verified this Maisa. This younger man and this older younger man learning in the yeshiva goes back to Reb Shmuel 3 weeks later. He says, Reb Shmuel, Rosh Hashiva, I don't understand. So I came to you 3 weeks ago. You told me you couldn't do anything. And now it's 3 weeks later. And do you know what just happened? Shmuel's ready for the worst. I went to the hospital. The doctors looked at me. And they said, I don't know how this is possible. We've never seen this before. The cancer is gone. What did you do? It must have been you. What happened? You told me you couldn't do anything. What's going on? And Shmuel said, let me explain to you. He said, when you came and you were so broken, I told you that, miss. I'm not a Mekubal, I'm not a tzaddik, I'm not in the Olam HaKabbalah, but I felt my pain for you. My heart was throbbing. And I did whatever I can. So he said, so what did he do? He said, very simple. Shmuel said, I opened my Gemara. I looked inside. And I spoke to Abaye. And I spoke to Rava. And I screamed out and I yelled and I cried. And I said, Abaye and Rava, if you're not going to help me, if you're not going to intercede, and you're not going to be a Melitz Yosher for this younger man, it's going to stir not only his learning, it's going to stir my learning. And for all these years that I'm learning your Torah, I'm asking you for one favor. Heal and give a refuah shalema to this woman, to this sick lady. Arzeh halavanon. Who did we lose? Who are these people? These were Tanaim, these were Amoraim. That we can't fathom their greatness. We can't fathom the Kedusha that they were, and we lost them. And when we hear this story about someone like Shmuel Berman who just lived 20, 30 years ago, just try to imagine what a Tana was, what an Amora was, what the world is missing. And when we say that we're misabel on the Churban, we're also misabel on the link to Shemaim, on the link to Hashem. Tzadikim, Tamidei Chachamim. The schus of Torah is what sustains us. The schus of Torah, learning, Abaye Rava, the Tanaim, the Amoraim is what keeps us alive. And when we don't have them, we're in pain. And we're misabel on them. We cry, we lament, and we say, Hashem, we want them back. And we have them back. The world would be a better and brighter place.